We're going to be catching up with Robert Kiyosaki today. He is the best-selling author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He's a fan favorite here on Stansberry Investor. Welcome to our summer series here, Robert. I know you're in a very hot weather of Arizona, so perfect for our summer series.
Yeah, so I thought I'd wear my summer outfit today.
Welcome back.
Well, thank you. I love your program.
So let's get your thoughts on this news coming out or reports suggesting that Amazon is looking to accept Bitcoin. The bigger story here is, this is following a trend of JP Morgan, Visa, PayPal, Square. Robert, are we one step closer to full adoption here?
Well, let me speak as an investor, not an expert on Bitcoin, because there's two different things. So the way I say it is this, is that anything you say about the future is okay. Like if I tell you, Daniela, that in 2030, I'm going to walk on water, is that a lie? No. So anytime I'm talking as an investor. So every time I hear news, I have to take it with a grain of salt. I say, well, anything about the future is not a lie, but it's also not the truth. So if I could pass on a lesson to everybody, because you go crazy listening to rumors. And I've had the life experience of, being in the gold and silver markets. I've taken a gold company public and a silver company public back in the 90s. And we depended 100% on rumor. Like I say, anything said about the future is not a lie. So Danielle, 2030, I'm walking on water. Well, so far, what are you going to do with that? Bet on it, invest in it. And that's what happens to people, is that when I was in the gold and silver mining business, and there was no mine, there was nothing there. But we had to tell all these stories, and we would go to in the old days, there were newsletter writers, and we would talk about what we were doing. So we'd give them the name of our company, and we'd say, guess what? Yada, 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 yada. And so the newsletter writer would say, well, how many shares do I get?
Right.
You know the game.
Yeah.
You know the game.
Yeah. Not much has changed.
No. So anyways, I also want to educate the viewers on the world of investing, not Bitcoin. So every time I hear news like that or whatever it is, I just kind of take it with a grain of salt. If you can understand that. So what happened was my teacher, he passed away, unfortunately. He was one of the greatest guys. He took like 18 companies public. He was a gold and silver guy. And he always said something. He says, the difference between my lies and your lies are my lies come true. And so Danielle, I was on the Vancouver Stock Exchange with all the banditos up there. I love Vancouver. For those of you who are not in the investment world, when I told people I was working in Vancouver on the VSA, they treated my head leprosy or something. They stay away from me. But as my friend Frank would say, look, we're just telling people our lies, but our lies will come true. That's an entrepreneur. So if I can pass that lesson on. And so then we started a silver mine in Argentina. And guess what? Both mines came true. So I've learned to differentiate between the noise, because to make it come true, Daniela, we had to tell a lot of lies. But as we're holding our finger like this, the lesson for all investors is this. As an old guy, I hear a lot of opinions, like Robert Kiyosaki is going to walk on water in 2030. Now, if you bet on that, good on you,
I might use that as a headline. It's a good one.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
Daniela, it's not a lie.
Right. It
You
could
could,
happen. It could
yeah,
happen. It's not a lie.
it could.
I don't think it's so far-fetched to see, like, when I saw that story, and whether it's true or not, I think it's a logical next step. Yeah. So, okay, Amazon might start accepting Bitcoin. I personally would not be surprised at all.
I wouldn't either.
Right.
But I'm not going to bet the life savings on it.
Right. And I think the bigger picture here is, could you see adoption of Bitcoin? Will it be accepted as a respectable form of currency?
As for full disclosure, okay, this is another investor lesson, an investor lesson from an old guy. Okay. Old guys have some value, Danielle. Look, in investing, your profit is made when you buy. So for full disclosure, I bought a lot of Bitcoin at 9,000. And today I think it's around 39 or something like that. I don't really care because it's always your entry point.
Right.
And this is the other lesson, okay? The other lesson for all you newbies into this world of investing, always remember the bull goes up the stairs, the bear comes out the window. Mm-hmm. Now, why that's important is this, okay? I have never seen an economy like this, and I never thought it would get this bad. I mean, I can't believe let me give you, so it's opinion versus fact. Let me give you the facts. In 2008, the deficit was 1.4 trillion. In 2020, it's now 5 trillion. What happened? I mean, how can we keep floating like that? Would be like you, Daniela, all of a sudden say, well, I'm now 5 trillion in debt. Well, so what is when you say the bull goes up the stairs and the bear goes out the window, they're pumping all of this fake money into the system, Biden and his buddies. And the reason I say that the bull goes up the stairs is everybody's happy. So please hear me and I don't trust the Fed, number one. They're a bunch of PhDs like my poor dad. If you trust a PhD, you need your head examined. So these guys, they've never had a job. They're not going to, they got a government pension for life. They're not counting on their retirement. They're a bunch of criminals as far as I'm concerned, but they're PhDs. And you don't say anything bad about PhDs. That's like condemning the Virgin Mary or something. So what happens when the bull is going up the market, everybody's happy. Everybody's excited. So these bullshit stories come out. Oh, Amazon's going to do this, or Robin Hood's going to do that, or Joe Schmo's going to do this. Daniela, everybody's happy when the bull is going up the stairs. Being an old guy, when the bear goes out the window, people get depressed. And that's my third level, how many lessons I've given so far. But just remember, when the bull stops, when the BS stops going up the stairs, FOMO, fear of missing out and all this, people are euphoric right now. I mean, that Robin Hood, I mean, their IPO is worth 40 billion. All these millennials are now stock traders, options traders. I mean, they don't know anything. They're young people, and that's the way it should be. I mean, there's some of them will rise to the surface. Most will get wiped out.
Yeah.
So the last thing is this: so when the bear comes out the window, people get depressed, and that's when the depression starts. So you had records on and all this. We're calling for a depression. So just hear me. So I'm not trying to be a pessimist. I'm just, Records and I are just old guys. Well, the good thing about being old guys like Jim Records and I, we've heard every BS story, the bull's going up the stairs. And always remember this, people are ecstatic. I mean, even if you don't have money, there's something about a bull market that makes people happy. But when the bear goes out the window, people get depressed. And that's when the depression starts. So my lesson as an old guy is this. Amazon is this, Bitcoin may do this and all that. When people are happy, they're gullible.
Interesting. I'm going to think about that one. It makes me think of the last time you were on, you told me about your personal trainer who was not listening to you about money. Is she listening a little bit more these days?
No, I got you a personal trainer.
Good one. Good answer. Okay, let me ask you this. It's the summer, right? It's our summer series, and a lot of people I've been speaking to, oh, they're traveling again. They're back in Europe. I can't get into a restaurant. There's complete euphoria, pent up demand. You see it all around, right?
Yeah, it's the bull is going up the stairs.
Right. Bull is going up that stairs. Well, come September, so everyone is kind of, I've been talking to people in the gold industry. Sales have kind of slumped so far this summer. Everyone's thinking, oh, we don't need gold right now. We don't need silver right now. When September comes around the corner and fall starts, what kind of economy do you think we'll see, Robert?
Well, again, I just look at the facts. Okay, there's opinions and facts. And I go on facts as an old investor. The facts are when QE3 came out in 2008, they were pumping 80 billion a month into the economy, a month. Today, they're printing 120 billion. So the bull is going up the stairs. We have a bubble like we have never seen before. And I agree with you. And my friend and I were riding around last night looking for a restaurant in Scottsdale to have dinner in. Everyone was packed. I mean, some people were in evening gowns. I said, must be time to sell.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? It's the signs of euphoria sucks in the losers.
Interesting. Yeah.